Hello, welcome back to Imajawnation, where today we are going to make a horseshoe tree of life dreamcatcher thingamabob. Okay, basically it's gonna look like this. Look like one of those. One of these. We're gonna actually show you how to make this one in particular. So if you're interested, keep watching, and I'll be there with you as I make it. First things you'll need are some pliers, a horseshoe, a ring, a utility knife or sharp blade, and an 8 gauge piece of copper. So now I'm going to strip the copper so I can get down to the wire. Now you don't want to usually cut towards yourself, but I have it fixed in my hand so it won't slip. And I'm just pulling the wire through it. So after you have the wire stripped, pull out the wire. Now we can start working on the horseshoe. Dreamcatcher, tree of life, thingamajig, whatever, thingamabob, that thing. You know what I'm talking about. So what we want to do is you want to start untwisting the wire. We're going to work on the base of it, the trunk, and the root system. So you untwist it to a good length, probably 5 inches, and then you want to take 2 strands all the way up, and you want to twist them together separately. Then you can start wrapping it around the main trunk of the tree. This will keep the rest of the wires from coming undone, and it'll make it a lot easier to work with it and get less frustrated, and also gives a nice little effect, as you'll see in a second. So there we have it. It's all wrapped around. Zoom in a little bit. Yep. And now we're going to separate the wires for the root system. Now there's no real precise system, whatever you want it to look like. So I usually do sections of 2 or 3, and then I try to keep the number of wires per bundle the same. But it doesn't have to be. It just makes it easier for twisting and organizing it at the end. So I did 3 bundles, and then twist them together to continue the trunk to keep it the definition of it. And then once you have it separated, then you separate it again, and you keep twisting them until you get a little spider web of a root system. Now you want to attach it to the ring. To attach it to the ring, you're going to simply put 1 wire around the front and 1 wire around the back, and you're just going to wrap it around the ring. You can continuously wrap it until you get as far as you want with it, or you use up all the wire. Either way, I only went a few times around. What you can do to finish off after you wrap it around is you can either twist the 2 sections together, or you can cut off all the excess wire and just wrap them tightly around. It's not going anywhere, and it's a wall hanger, or it's hanging off of something, so it's just display. It doesn't have to be any secure thing, and it's not going to move. It's going to be secure enough as is. As long as you have a couple wraps around the ring, you'll have no problems with it coming loose. Now that we have the roots attached to the ring, we're going to work on the trunk and the branches. So you're going to repeat what you did for the roots, and you're just going to do the same thing above for the branches. But you're going to want to leave the, you're not going to want to bring the branches all the way out to the end unless you want to make a tree with no leaves or whatnot on it and no beads. That's always a personal preference. Now that you have all the branches figured out, I left space so I can put beads on them. So depending on how far you twist it, depends on how many beads you're gonna do. And then the next thing you gotta do is figure out what colors you want. There's all sorts of colors. I get them from local Michaels. You can get it from um, any craft store. I personally like the stones that have been drilled. Some problem with the stones is they are too closely drilled to the edges. If you see that, throw them away. They're not going to stay on. They're going to end up snapping off and breaking, and then you're going to either have an empty spot in one of your branches, and the stones will be loose, or if it's just going to be annoying, pretty much. So I just throw them away. It's kind of disappointing, but it's the way it is. So in this one, I'm working on making a apple tree. So I used stone beads, and then red coral beads for the apples. So after you have all the beads on, I left certain lengths of the wire so I can put it in the nail holes of the horseshoe. And then on the back side, after I push the wires through, I'll twist them together, and that's what will secure the tree to the horseshoe. And there you have it, the finished product, the Horseshoe Tree of Life Dreamcatcher's thingamabob. They're pretty cool. You don't have to have a horseshoe. You don't have to attach it. You don't even have to. You could just use the ring and make a tree on it and decorate it, hang feathers off it, or put in something else, have a different border. I just like the aluminum horseshoes. You can use iron horseshoes as well. These just weigh less. And there's many different options and colors you can do. So let your imagination go, or Imajawnation go wild, and do whatever makes you happy and whatever you think looks cool. It's an artistic choice. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you like. And there you have it, the Horseshoe Tree of Life Dreamcatcher thingamabob. If you liked what you see, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see next. Also below, I will be putting a few links to my other accounts. I have a Twitter account, a Pinterest, and a Etsy account. So if you want to check out my Etsy, see anything I have for sale, and I might have some other sculptures up. Right now I have a couple Tree of Lives on there, but that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you later.